Welcome, everybody. This is Kate speaking. We're just letting people in here. Glad to have you here today. Let's see if we can get this waiting room turned off. Is it off? I think so. Okay. We ready? Hello, everybody. Welcome to our very first ever Teach Access Student Ambassadors program. We're thrilled for all of you to be here. This is a program that we have been wanting to do for a long time. And so it's really exciting for us to be able to kick this off today. We're really grateful that you're all spending your time with us here today. We have some good things planned for starting some community building that will lead into what it means to be an ambassador and work to make your campus and your peers and faculty and all of those spaces more inclusive. So I'm going to walk through the first couple slides here. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to put them in the chat. There are a couple of us that have a Teach Access background on our photos. We're going to introduce ourselves. You can always send us a direct message in the chat if you need anything, and we can help you out. But with that, here's what this next hour will be. So welcome and housekeeping, which we're working through right now. We'll do some introductions for all of the facilitators who are here, including the student leads that are a part of this program and really helped guide and shape what this will look like. We have some program expectations to share with all of you and how we think this will go, how we'd like this to go. We have a community building exercise, which is really important when we're doing this work so that you have peers and community to be able to connect with. And then some reminders and next steps. So that's how we'll spend the next hour or so. Next slide. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping. If you are not familiar with Zoom, although I'm going to venture a guess many of you are by now, this should look pretty familiar to you. But we ask that you keep yourself on mute when you're not actively speaking. We encourage you to share at any point. You can feel free to raise your hand and we can call on you so you could come off mute and share. We also equally encourage you to share your thoughts in the chat. There are a few of us in here, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. So you are very welcome to participate in whatever way is comfortable and preferable for you. If there is something you want to say, oh, that's the next one, but captions, I'll go to the next one in order that we have here. So we do have CART here today, so we have a live captions. If you find the CC button at the bottom and click that, you'll be able to access those. Yes, drop questions at any time into the chat. And then if there is a question or a comment that you have that you would like to maybe not say publicly for whatever reason, that's absolutely okay. Just find one of us as a facilitators to send a direct message to, and we can read that out if it's a question or address it there. If you haven't already, uploaded a photo of yourself to your account. I'm clicking through, I see there's a few that have them, a few that don't. We invite you to do that. That really helps when you don't have your camera on, which is okay, just to have a face. It doesn't have to be a photo. It could be a Bitmoji, an emoji, whatever feels right, an avatar for you, just to help us get a better sense of who you are. And you are absolutely welcome to have your camera on or off throughout each of the sessions. I think that's it for housekeeping. Yes, so we'll do some introductions here. So again, my name is Kate Sanka, I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the executive director here at Teach Access. All of you who attended the Student Academy last week, of course, were able to hear from our team, but I am also joined by Leslie. I'll have Leslie introduce herself quickly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Leslie Johnson, project coordinator at Teach Access.
We also have Rolando here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rolando Mendez, and I'm Director of Education at Teach Access.
And then the other person on our team, full-time staff person, is Mindy Colin. She's our Director of Development and Industry Partnerships. So that's the Teach Access full-time staff. We have a lovely intern who you'll also get to meet in a moment. For our student ambassador leads for this program, we have a few. So Natasha, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Natasha. I go by she, her pronouns, and I am a recent graduate from the College of New Jersey.
Thanks, Natasha. And Emily.
Hi, everybody. I'm a senior at Michigan State University. I'm studying professional writing and experience architecture, and I also work as an intern for Teach Access.
Thank you, Emily. And Hannah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah. I go by she, her pronouns. I graduated from undergrad from Michigan State University earlier in the year, and now I am going to a master's program also at Michigan State University, and I'm excited to be here today.
We are very glad to have all three of you, and we're also very excited to be joined by some of our project team who've helped shape this program and will help support all of you as we move through it. So Judy, would you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Judy Cook, and I direct the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning at the College of New Jersey, and I'm a volunteer for Teach Access.
Thanks, Judy. And Dave.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dave Moon. I'm professor of art and design at California State University Northridge. I teach primarily design courses, senior capstone classes, which many of my students are here joining us today. So I'm super excited to participating with the Teach Access and everyone here. So thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. We could not do it without all of the people you've just met. So we're very excited and grateful for their support. And I do want to, just in case you've missed it in the chat, Leslie put a comment in there. We are going to be going into breakout rooms during the community building. If you'd like to be in the room with Captions Cart, please send her a direct message. It's Leslie Johnson, and she has Teach Access in her name, so she can make sure that you get into that room. So with that, I'm going to do a really quick run through about Teach Access. Again, if you were in the session, Student Academy session, this will sound very familiar, but just as a refresher, we are a nonprofit, a national nonprofit. We were founded in 2016. We became a 501c3 actually in 2021. We're registered in Michigan. As you've heard, a couple of us have ties to Michigan, but we are 100% remote. So we have other team members in Tennessee, in Puerto Rico. We work with people across the US in industry, higher ed, and nonprofits, other disability advocacy groups. So we're very spread out. We do a lot across the country. We're glad to have you all here from wherever you're coming from. A reminder that what the work that we do is that we're focused on supporting your professors, your instructors, your faculty to teach about accessibility in your classes. And then we also help support some efforts to teach accessibly. And that's an important difference that we spend a lot of time talking about with faculty that we work with. So our work is to really figure out ways to support you all as students to learn about these topics like this program, like Student Academy, so that as you graduate or you're looking for internships, you're able to arrive at whatever company you're interested in being at and say, hey, I know something about accessibility. I know something about disability. It's important that we include that from the very beginning of whatever product you're designing or service you're creating. So that's really what we're looking at. What do faculty, your professors need to be able to teach you these topics? We do sometimes do the teach accessibly piece, which is, hey, you should make your syllabus accessible and add captions to your lecture videos. But that's not our primary focus. And so having all of you as ambassadors is helping us advance that idea of you should be learning about it, or your faculty should be teaching you about it while you're in school. How can we help support that? Because we really do envision a future where technology is what we like to call born accessible. and inclusive for all. So this idea that from the very beginning, when you're ideating on whatever it is, you are the one at the table who can raise your hand and say, we really need to make sure that this is accessible from the beginning. It's a lot easier to do that than to get to the end of a product design cycle phase and say, oh, we didn't really do that. It's going to cost a lot of money to make it accessible or whatever. And we really have big goals. Our goal is to reach 1 million students by 2030. And if you can imagine what that impact will have on the field as you all go out and do this work, it will mean that the world is more inclusive. And so you're all very welcome to be here. We're excited to have you here, and you're helping contribute to this goal that we have. And so with that, we would like to know who's in the room. And so Rolando, I will turn it over to you.
Thanks, Kate. This is Rolando speaking, and you've heard about us, about Teach Access, the student ambassador leads, and our volunteers that help us shape this program. But we want to learn a little bit more about yourself. So please introduce yourselves in the chat by typing your name, your institution, and your major. What are you studying? And if you can also answer the following question: what do you expect to gain from this program? In other words, what are you looking to learn or do after our time together in this program? I repeat, you can introduce yourself in the chat by typing your name, your institution, where you're studying and what you're studying, your major, and then answering the following question: what do you expect to gain from this program, or what you are trying to learn or do? I'll give you a couple of minutes for typing your answers. Let's give it a couple of more minutes to have people type in their responses in the chat. Again, your name, institution, what you're studying, and you can answer the question: what are you expecting to gain from this program? And this will help us know your expectations and how can we can improve this program. We have our first response coming in, Amanda, and she's from Gallaudet University. Welcome. And I like that response, that you want to be a champion for accessibility at your institution. That's what we want student ambassadors to become in their own respective disciplines and at their institutions. We have Nathan as well, computer science student at Wayne State University. And from California State University, Northridge, we have Martha. Mari from Michigan State University, the RAC program. I learned that acronym today. Talak from Georgia Tech. Welcome. Christine from CSUN. Zach from CSUN as well. We see a couple of Dave Moon students. Okay, we are seeing more responses. Okay, perfect. So lots of CSUN, yes. Lots of people from California State University and various institutions as well. So thank you for taking the time to introduce yourself. Keep typing in those responses. We'll have a little more time for you to get to know each other and talk about yourself when you enter into the breakout rooms. So let's go over the program expectations, and this is just a formality to explain you what the program is about so that you understand what we're trying to achieve with this new program, like Kate mentioned, and some other things that we will be doing. And throughout this program, we'll help you, or our intention is to help you develop a comprehensive understanding of disability and accessibility. We cannot talk about accessibility if we don't talk about disability. Also, we want you to engage with a community of peers from different institutions across the United States on projects related to disability and accessibility, so you then can become an advocates for accessibility, champions for accessibility in your disciplines and at your institutions. So some of the responses there have seemed very aligned to what this program is trying to achieve, and we hope that by December we get some good projects going on. So just a reminder of the schedule, the Student Ambassador sessions is a complement of the Student Academy sessions. The Student Ambassadors are expected to attend sessions 1, 2, and 3 of Student Academy if they're not able to attend, because we know that you have many commitments, you think life can happen. Please do watch the recording so you are able to access the content. So session 1 was last Friday, and Leslie sent out the recording a couple of days ago. Our next session is on October 13 at the same time on assistive tech. And our third session is on accessibility, or principles on accessibility, on November 3rd. Then our student ambassador sessions, we're having our first one today on September 22nd. And we're going to take that information from the first session, from the Intro to Disability session, and we're going to answer some questions around it and collaborate around it. But don't worry if you weren't able to attend the Student Academy session and you're joining us for the first time. We'll always incorporate ways for you to catch up and be able to participate. The second one is on assistive tech, and it will be in October 20th. The third one will be on November 17th, and our last one would be on December 1st. We will offer optional spring sessions. This means for you to be able to say that you have successfully completed the Student Ambassadors program. We only require for you to attend or work through or work your way through these sessions in the fall. But we will be hosting additional sessions in the spring to support you in all the work that you're doing at your institutions to be champions for accessibility. So you can mark those days. We have on February 16, March 15, and then April 19. Like I mentioned, completion requirements would be to attend the 3 Student Academy sessions in the fall. If you cannot attend, don't worry. We ask you that you watch the recording and reach out to us if you have any questions or comments. We're always sharing the agenda, the slides, and the recordings for all of these sessions. We also ask that you attend all 4 Student Ambassador sessions in the fall, starting with this one and the next 3. If for different variety of reasons you cannot attend one of the sessions, there's always the opportunity for you to participate in the collaborative activities, because they will live online, so you can always go back to the recording, see the discussion prompts, and make your contribution to your team. I'll take a second to see if there are any questions about these requirements. I see there's a request for the dates in the chat. And thank you, Kate. Has posted the Student Academy sessions. The first one was on September 15. The second one is on October 13, and the third one is on November 3rd. And for the Student Ambassador sessions, September 22nd, that's today, October 20th, November 17, and then December 1st. With the optional spring sessions on February 16, March 15, and April 19. Does anyone have any other questions? And like, remember, if you're not able to attend a student academy session because you have class, because you had an activity, something work-related, health-related, anything that happens, you will always get the recording because you sign up for the student academy and the student ambassadors program. You will get the recording also during our next meetings and the October and November meetings. We will be doing recaps. So we will always start the session with a recap of what was discussed in the student academy session. So there's always that help to get you through this program. We want to make this program as flexible as we can for you to be able to participate and complete and get the most of it. We just only ask that you complete or participate in all collaborative activities. And these are typically slide decks that you complete as a team. There aren't any other questions. I would like to go over some guidelines for participation. And it's just
Hey, Rolando, I think you're cutting out. This is Kate speaking. You're cutting out. Can you hear me?
We will be addressing, talking.
Hey, Rolando.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can. You were cutting out for a
Yes.
second. Do you want me to walk through this quickly, just in case are you okay? Okay. Yeah, I was like, I know there was some Wi-Fi glitches earlier. So this is Kate speaking, everyone. And you might hear us continuing to say that this is so-and-so speaking. That's one of the ways that we try to make this session inclusive and accessible. So the idea being, because we're in these Zoom rooms, there's a lot of windows. That way you can identify who's speaking faster. It's also helpful for the people following along with CART. When I say this is Kate speaking, you've heard my name. And especially in sessions where we sometimes have an ASL interpreter, it's also a way for the ASL interpreter to identify who's speaking as well. So it's a practice that you'll hear us use a lot in Teach Access. Might be something that you'd like to take to your classes. But with all of that said, we wanted to walk through these guidelines for participation. If you attended last week, we're starting to talk about some of these topics that maybe you're very familiar with, maybe you're not, maybe you feel very comfortable talking about, maybe you're a little unsure. And so we really want to just call this out, or not call it out, but share this, that we will be, through the next few months, addressing challenging or sensitive topics that might evoke strong emotions or differing perspectives. If you are someone who identifies as having a disability, you never have to disclose that, but you might decide you want to. Or if you aren't someone who has a disability, you'll hear people talking about their experiences. So as we're going through this, we encourage all of you to acknowledge your privilege in this space, whatever that looks like. We all bring different types of privileges to the identities that we have and where we're coming from. Really be mindful about the potential impact of your words on others, and prioritize creating a safe and supportive environment for all participants. That's really important to us, that people feel safe here, and that we really are thoughtful about the ways that we're speaking. And we really ask all of you to engage with respect, empathy, and constructive language. So really being thoughtful, really being respectful of each other. We're all learning about this. It's new to all of us in some way every time we talk about it. And asking questions is important. Of course, that ties into the way that you might be phrasing that question, of course, but this is a space of learning. And how do we learn but by asking questions? And so you're always encouraged to ask those questions. And so we really want to ask all of you to approach this learning experience with a commitment to promoting this understanding and growth, so that we all are able to feel comfortable participating in whatever way we'd like. Any questions around that, or anything that maybe we missed that you're like, hey, I would love to see this as a guideline for this group? We'd love to see if there's any thoughts around that. You can drop them in the chat if you'd like, while I check and see if Rolando is okay to come back.
I'm here, Kate.
Okay, all right, cool. Oops.
Thank you very much. So, okay, let's keep going. The agenda will go now next to our community building exercise. And we will be breaking out into groups, and you will spend a couple of minutes in the breakout room. Please engage in conversation to answer each of the questions that are included in the slide that we will share. It's also in the agenda, and we will share the links in the chat. And your team's ambassador lead, have one team will have Hannah, one will have Natasha, one will have Emily. Only for today, you might get Leslie, me, Judy, or Dave, but what we want to do is for you to get a sense and have someone to be a lead in that group as well. So it's a program for students, by students for students, and it's all student-led. But the teams to the Ambassador League will capture this discussion in the document, and team members, if you prefer and you want to work that way and want to engage that way, are welcome to write their answers directly on the document. It's a collaborative document. You all have access to it, and you can all types, or you have one person and take those notes and add them to the presentation. Then choose one team member or two if you feel like you want to do a pair kind of thing or a presentation that will share a summary of the conversations and the takeaways with the rest of the teams. So once you go through other questions, choose one or two members from your team to talk a little bit about the takeaways you got from your discussion in the group. And once the time is over, we will be calling you back into the main room. You will get that warning, and you'll have 60 seconds to join us. And then we will be calling out each team to have their representatives to share with the rest of the group. And as with this program and all of our programs, feedback is always encouraged. So let us know if you're ready to go into the groups. Please reach out to Leslie if you would like to be in the room where the captioner will be. So we'll see you, we'll call you back at 1:50 p.m. Eastern, so we can have the presentations.
All right, would you like me to go ahead and open the rooms?
Yes,
Are you
please.
going to share the links first?
This is Kate speaking. I'm going to drop the link to the agenda for this session. Anyone should be able to get in there. And there is the links to those collaborative documents down in 4B. So if you cannot access that document, let us know. Or for the leads, if you're not able to get in, let us know. But that's where you can find those. And I missed it if Rolando said it, but I'll remain in this main room. So if there's any issues, you can come back out and I can help get you where you need to go. Does that work? Thumbs up. Everyone okay? Okay, seeing some thumbs up. Great. Good to see some faces. Hey, everyone.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open the rooms then.
Welcome back. Let's just give us a couple of seconds while everybody comes back into the main room. Okay, I think we're all back. Again, this is Rolando speaking. We hope that you enjoyed your time together in the groups and you were able to talk a little bit about today's topic, which is disability. We would like to ask one of the groups to come forward and tell us a little bit about the takeaways, about the discussion, and share about the experience in general. We have our first volunteer. Go ahead, Desmond.
Hi, everyone. This is Jasmine. Room 6 has a quite diverse group of students ranging from backgrounds in art or writing and other disciplines. So we all contributed to, I guess, the different barriers and the different examples of ableism that we have seen in our own disciplines and in our own daily lives. And we all learned from each other about what it's like and what we share and how accessibility has a common ground, even though we're all in different, scopes of work.
Thanks for sharing. Great
Sorry,
observation. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ruth.
I'm in the team with her. I was in the group. Are we just running, just for clarification, are we just running through these slides together, her and myself?
Together. You will be going through them. Don't worry if you couldn't get all your ideas, you can work on them asynchronously. We know like 20-30 minutes is not enough time for you to go over the questions and think about them exhaustively. So it's just an initial exercise to get you talking about these topics and thinking about these topics and starting to make those connections about how they relate to what you're doing in your schools, in your daily lives, and then you can always come back to these documents. Our intentions, we will be compiling all these documents and creating kind of like a playbook for you that you can use to engage other students in talking about disability, accessibility, and becoming champions for accessibility. Great question. Any other groups that want to come forward and share about their experience, what they taught, what they learned? Go ahead, Nathan.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nathan. I'm from Team 3. Some of the things that we right now know about disability was that disability may look different for everyone. It may not be visible. It may be temporary. It may be situational. It may be permanent or other situations that it may be in. It's a lot more common than you might think. It's upwards of 40% of people in the United States alone might have a disability. And that value really isn't known that well. And then when it comes to things like language or titles or things that you should say in conversation with a person with a disability, you should really ask the community, or in particular, ask the specific person that you're talking to what their preferences are. For examples that we've seen in the media, a lot of examples that we might have seen might be the token white wheelchair user that is present in any television show or movie, that they really could have made a more inclusive choice or included people with other disabilities alongside that wheelchair user. We also talked about some positive examples, like people in social media, like influencers, how they can directly respond to comments that the community might have and questions. We thought it was really motivating to see how those influencers are helping other people in their comments or community combat those obstacles that they might face. Things that we know about ableism right now is we mentioned microaggressions, things like people suggesting what they might know to try and improve. The example that I use is if someone has IBD, they might get a comment suggesting that they just need to improve their diet to cure their disability, or someone who's hard of hearing might need to take some sort of hearing support class to improve or cure their deafness. And then it can also be on an institutional level. The whole company might have some issue with their management where they make ableist decisions, or a school can make the same sort of mistakes. In the workplace or at school, we've heard things like, you don't look disabled. You might see that in healthcare. You might be told, why are you here? Why are you attending physical therapy? Your disability might not be outwardly visible. Managers might make wrong decisions when hiring candidates. And then looking forward, we hope to really keep in mind those non-physical or not outwardly visible disabilities and look to those positive examples of disability in social media. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nathan. Those were really great observations, and I'm getting just excited about hearing about how deep and thorough these discussions were. You have brought very good examples about ableism, about ableism in the media, able structures, and we encourage you to keep learning about the subject. These are just small introductions we're getting to these topics, and our hope is that you can feel compelled to start learning more, start getting yourself informed, and how can you become a better ally and a champion for people with disabilities and for accessibility in your respective campuses. And we have time for just a quick overview, about a minute from one of the other teams. Okay, I don't think anyone's raising their hands, but don't worry, you will have more time to go through these questions. We thank you for taking the time to participate, to join us today. So just about for the next steps, we ask you to please complete the session evaluation. We know that sometimes these surveys can be a bit annoying or cumbersome to complete. We made them short. We just want to make sure to get your feedback because, as we told you, this is a program for students by students, and your input is very important. And your input will help shape the next session and also future iterations of this program. So we would appreciate if you can complete that session evaluation. It takes less than 5 minutes to complete. We also want to remind you that please participate in today's collaborative activity. If you thought that you maybe want to add more, go back. You can go back to that document anytime. Those documents will be available throughout the entire program. What we wanted to do later is just go back and compile them into one big playbook, like I mentioned. And reach out to any of us if you have any questions, to me, Leslie, Kate, Judy, Dave, or Natasha, Hannah, and Emily. We're here to support you in this process. And don't forget our Student Academy session on October 13 and the next Student Ambassador sessions on October 20. So thank you so much for your participation today. We promise that for the next 3 sessions, you will get a lot more time together and you can keep conversing and talking about these ideas. And it's good that you're starting to build a good community of peers to support you in the process. So thank you so much. We will be sending the recording in a couple of days, so you can go back through anything if you miss. And please tell your peers that weren't able to attend and they sign up and weren't able to attend. They can always catch up, and we'll see you in October.